Hello? Okay, great. You guys have mics, can use it. All right, thank you everyone. Good morning. I know it's bright and early, so after a Friday night. So thank you for all of you that are here. And my baby is here too. He's only 6 months, just starting to make some sounds. So if you hear him trying to talk to me, that's just him just trying to be involved. All right, great. So thank you for coming to our panel. We have some really great speakers here today. Well, I'll have each of our speakers introduce themselves, and then we'll kick off with some of our topics today. So Charity, please kick off.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Charity. I am born and raised up here. I had a traditional finance investment banking experience. I was trading Taiwan equities for clients for 19 years, and then I found Bitcoin. And in 2020, and it was my first Bitcoin. I bought it $8,000 and then that was how I got into the rabbit hole, and it became laser eyes. And it's been 3 years of bear market. My first bear market experience since 2022. I'm very happy that Bitcoin is back to $100,000, and then
Woo.
I'm looking forward for it to go to $500 for the next milestone.
Woo.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yvie. I'm the Director of Business Development at Qualcomm and lead of Taiwan Startup Ecosystem Development Program. So the two main programs I'm leading here is one of the startup incubation program that Qualcomm Innovate in Taiwan Challenge that we launched since 2019 to support the Taiwan startup to adopt the new technology and help them to go global markets. And the second program I'm leading is L2 Pro Taiwan. It's a learn to protect and maximize your innovation. It's an online free intellectual property platform to assist the startups and the SMEs to develop some knowledge about the intellectual properties. So very nice to be here to meet all of you, and glad to have the conversation with the team here.
Hi everyone, my name is Yoriko Beal. I am head of APAC at Polygon. I joined Polygon about 3 years ago, and my team is basically doing business development. So we are talking to project and other chains and then see how we can collaborate together and make the mass adoption Web3 happen. And for my personal background, I worked in a crypto exchange in the past, and I also did my own startup and then came to Protocol. And I'm really happy to be talking to other female leaders here today. Thank you.
Great, thank you. They're a little humble, so I'm going to add on a little bit for each of our speakers. So Charity currently is doing capital markets and international BD for a defense startup called Tron Future Tech. And she recently helped them raise a 30 million USD Series A round. And with Yvie, she did mention that with Qualcomm, they just launched this Learn to Protect. She actually went through an M&A acquisition in startup and realized the challenges of M&A. So she then decided to join a law firm, and she learned about the legal side of business. But her background is actually an engineer. And so when she's at Qualcomm now, she's actually teaching a lot of startups how to protect their IPs, especially here in Taiwan, but she's also going to be launching this next year in several other markets in Asia, including like Japan, Korea, and maybe Singapore, right? All right, great. And then Yoriko also, she did a lot of content creation as well. She had her own YouTube channel. She also went through an acquisition and the difficulties that came out of that. And the interesting thing about all of these women is that they all took very non-traditional career paths, and they did things that were aside from the norm and took really big risks. And I think a lot of our topics today will be covering these kinds of discussions. So the first thing is I'd like to know, when you take these different career paths, obviously for everyone, I think there's different levels of anxiety and fear. So I'm sure there was still some questions and doubts from yourself or from other people around you who love you and care about you, going through some of these difficult decisions. How do you overcome that kind of fear within yourself? And can you train for that, actually, for a lot of people in the audience who are interested, if they want to do something big in their careers. And anyone can kick off if anyone has something they want to say.
I think I can start first. I think being a female growing up in Asia, it's always being taught to be finding guidance and then not to be too outstanding or not to be different, right? So taking a path that is, for myself, it's just, sometimes it's quite anti my instinction. Like my instinction will tell me I'm so scared, I don't want to do it, right? And then how other people gonna judge me, how they gonna look at me. And then during the 3 years of the failure of the bear market, and then I gave up very rosy career in investment banking, and then with FTX and how Luna crashed and becoming a laughing stock for the traditional elites world. I came from the best university in Taiwan, didn't really have a failure experience for myself, really doesn't have a setback. I think this is really anti-instinction. And then, so that is also a time that I think is also a good time that you really listen to yourself and then understanding and then try to persist. So it's very anti how we are brought up to all the way till this point. And then, but then you see Bitcoin is back to 100,000 US dollars, right? So it's also giving me a time of realization that, we don't really need so much guidance from outside. We just need to keep on talking to ourselves, even though sometimes it's really hard. This is just I think getting a lot of peers, like here, and then motivating each other, motivating ourselves, and also reading, and then keep on reading a lot of, I read a lot of like Arthur Hayes, like Rahul Pal, I watch everything, and then trying to really learn on my own instead of getting the opinions from people around me. It's very important for me to go through this process.
Yeah, maybe I can add on Charity's sharing. So I really like what Steve Jobs has shared. Connecting the dots, you can never connecting the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backward. And believing of that can give you some confidence of following your heart, as Charity shared. And because someday those dots will connect together. So I think it's always challenging to take different paths or different route than the original one. But if you do see something you really think, even if you take more time, take more effort, but you feel you will grow from there, and also you feel that you will enjoy that, just do it, because it's just, your life is short. And I always encourage my daughters, don't think about something that you feel is safe and just spend most of your time there, because you only have this much of a time per day. And if you don't spend some time on something that you think you will enjoy, looking backward, it will not make you feel very happy. So I do agree with Charlie share. Just listen to yourself, and you feel that's something you really want to try, and you feel you have a potential to growth, just take it.
Okay, it's a little bit awkward because, people who are more experienced than me gave really good advice, so I feel like there's not much left for me to say, but let me give you one example. So I used to work at the software company, and in that company I had a clear career path. Like you start from here, and then you go become manager, and then next you step into the director role, or you do something more specialized. And moving to crypto, I felt like I'm going into a jungle. There's no path, and you have to find it. But when I came to crypto, I just happened to find other people who are also exploring their own way. And in a way, you can do anything you want in the crypto space, and you can just, full customize your career. So I think that was a good thing. What helped me is talking to my husband and friends for opinions. My mom originally thought I'm doing something illegal or really shady when I came to crypto space, but she now understands. So yeah, just talking to other people, people who cares about you, and they can give you advice, and also believing in the gut instinct is really helpful.
Yeah, thank you. Let me add on to that a little bit with Charity. So her background, she actually was in sales and equities trading for 18 years, and she actually left JP Morgan to go all in on crypto. And so when the FTX crash happened and basically all like Bitcoin went down to sub 30K. I think, like Charity said, she was kind of like the laughing stock, and she had to stay confident in her decision. I think that's a really important reminder. And I think from Yvie, the idea of like YOLO, you know, your life is short, you only live once. Charity has 2 sons, Yvie has 2 daughters. I think it's also important to show as a role model to your children that you can follow your dreams too, and you can take these paths that you think you really enjoy. And I think I really like what Yoriko said as well, because I'm similar kind of career path where, you know, you start off out of college thinking, oh, it's gonna be like so easy to understand. Like you start here as the coordinator, and then you move up to be a senior coordinator, and then you become a manager, and you get promoted all the way to like director or VP, and actually life is not that clear cut and not that straightforward, and it's like actually a really good thing too, because then you get to discover a lot of different things about what you like. All right, great, and then maybe we can talk a little bit about some of your mistakes and challenges, maybe things you learned as a leader, what worked or what didn't work. You tried something, you realized, okay, maybe this is not, you know, the way to be a good leader. Anything you want to share about that experience? Maybe just one story.
Okay, maybe I can share like experience. I think as in Asian, we normally in a career path, we normally think that if we work really hard, people will notice and give you some recommendation that you deserved for. But I'm working in an international corporate I've been in Qualcomm for 18 years now. So I think the learning journey in the international corporate is one important perspective is, it's your responsibility to let others understand you. It's not others' responsibility to understand you. So you should be the one who make the case that you are ready to move to different role or different level, and try to show why you are ready for that, instead of waiting for the management level to give you opportunities to recognize you. So I think this is one very important mindset. I think it's very different from the education I have when I was at school. But I do like to encourage the young people to think about that. Try to make the case for yourself. Try to make others understand you. That's my experience and advice.
Okay, if I were to tell my story, I think I would like to share how I left my startup. So I started a crypto startup. We were doing crypto reporting and also basically DeFi asset management. And as the company grew, I started having more and more fight with co-founder, and I decided to leave. But it was a little bit awkward experience. Like I couldn't sleep for a month thinking where things went wrong. Because when we started, it was like, you know, all happy and motivated, and we're gonna be big in crypto space. But you know, like look at myself and just like I can't sleep, and something went wrong. The business is okay, but relationship with my co-founder is not going okay. And then one thing I learned about myself is I think I had a challenging moment, like saying no, or like I felt like I have to prove myself, like I can do this, I can also do that. So I was doing like handling legal stuff, internal accounting, and also doing BD. And my co-founder was doing a little bit more strategic stuff. So I obviously had like too much work to do, but I didn't want to say like I cannot handle everything when I really needed to ask for help. So that put me in a really bad position, and then that was like one of the causes that made our relationship really bad. So after that, my learning is, even as a leader or co-founder, like it's okay you have to say what you can do, what you cannot do, and ask for help. So that was some important learning for my career.
Great, thank you.
For myself, I think, I'm not sure if you guys do weight training. I realized, because I'm trying to pick up weight training and build muscle, and you know, the only time when your muscle is growing on your body is, for example, you have 3 sessions of a push-up, and then the muscle really growing inside you on the 3rd round, in the last 5 strokes. When he was like, oh, this is really tough, I cannot do it, I'm gonna give up, I'm gonna really, that the last 5 strokes, so you have 15 each session, and then if you do 45, the muscle only grow in the last 5 strokes that you try. If you do a push-up, if you try to build muscle for your arm and your back. So this is something I found, that if you want to build your leadership, or you want to build a strength, or you want to build a confidence of yourself, it was the last 5 strokes that really gonna make you realize a lot of things. And then either is you start up a company, or you're seeing a lot of, I think a lot of times you just need to, I don't know, like just do whatever you want. And if you fail, like I had a crypto fund, I failed, I have to close it and then liquidate that this year because the burn rate is so high. I couldn't sustain until Bitcoin come to 100,000 US dollars, which is gonna make me a hero. And for 3 years of endurance, but it's fine, right? Because I took that, the last 5 strokes and realized a lot of things, and I have to be responsible for that, and it's all coming as a total package. And then I took that leadership and also the pain and suffering inside me, and with the Tron Future Tech, which is a defense and space company, which nobody also knows how to do everything as a business development-wise or capital raising. But then you just need to keep on pushing it. And then sometimes the random 5 strokes will suddenly make you a very good leader. You realize, like, now sometimes I feel like I'm a really good leader now. And if I didn't go through the whole process, so it doesn't come from the sky, you just have to experience and try on what you believe, not what your parents tell you or your partner tell you. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Just to sum that up, what Yvie was saying about not waiting, how you should, so in her background at Qualcomm, she was initially doing customer engineering, and then she was tapped to do product marketing. But actually, she realized that she really enjoyed the innovation aspect, working with IoT startups. So she actually asked leadership if she could lead the incubation program at Qualcomm, and she did. Now she's the director, and she also launched the Learn to Protect, help startups protect their IP, expanding to other Qualcomm offices around Asia. So that's kind of the idea, being proactive, being able to communicate. I think Yoriko also had a very similar message, which is learn how to communicate well, even the hard things. Of course, it all starts off as optimistic and everyone's really excited, but there's gonna be difficult times, especially in any relationship, you know that. And so being able to communicate and asking for help, that's really important. And then finally with charity, I think it's great to know that, you know, the last 5 strokes, using the idea of like working out, I think that's also very important. That can be applied to a lot of things. And those last 5 strokes, those moments will teach you a lot about your own limitations and what you can do and what you should be doing next. So I think that those are some really great lessons on leadership. And we're coming down to time, so we didn't get to hit all the topics, but I'd like to give each of our speakers a final word about each of your roles. If there's like a call for something, or you want to, you know, you're looking for talent, or you want to promote something about your team, there's a great chance to give like a really quick call for action.
Okay, we are always looking for founders. So if you're building something, please reach out to me. And there are a lot of like female leaders in Asia, and I want to see more. So I'm just happy to be connected with everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meet with more of the Taiwan staff who are interested in like AI and all new stuff, and interested in working together with us for the global markets. So I'm looking forward to more discussion with the team here.
Okay, my area right now is not just blockchain, but also defense and also space, which is all coming to a point of decentralization and digitalization, sharing exactly the same trend. So please find me on LinkedIn, and then if you want to talk more, just we can chat. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Thank you to our speakers, thank you to our audience for coming, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.